What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digging Sports. And before we get into the Taxslayer Gator Bowl, you guys be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and drop us a few comments in the below. Let us know what you guys think. And please share the channel. Tell your friends. But without further ado, let's get into that Taxslayer Gator Bowl between Notre Dame and South Carolina. This is bound to be a great one.
I've waited on this one all bowl season long. I think this was going to be one for the ages. You don't get to see this game very often, so I'm excited.
Me too. Dad, what you looking like in this game?
Y'all know I ain't got no love for Notre Dame. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I hope Carolina punches them in the mouth.
All right.
I got it going about the same way. I'm pretty high on South Carolina. I think Notre Dame just doesn't have that great of offense this year, not that great of a defense. If there's any indication on what South Carolina team's going to show up, I'm looking back at the last 2 weeks of the season, knocked off 2 top 5 opponents, and I'm looking to keep this thing rolling with South Carolina getting a big win.
All right. I got 2 South Carolinas here. I'm going to stop you and say this. Who was that first team to knock off that Clemson team? The boys right there in gold.
Yeah.
So these guys have a common opponent in Clemson.
Well,
Notre Dame wins 35-14. South Carolina squeaks one out 31-30.
But that's the second top 5 opponent in 2 weeks.
Well, you can't say Notre Dame didn't do it first.
I didn't say they didn't, but I mean,
With that, I know you talked about their offense, but let's talk about their defense a little bit. Notre Dame's ability to create turnovers is going to play hand in hand on Spencer Rattler's up and down year. And their turnover margin, 25 to Notre Dame's 15.
All right, when you get done, I got some. I want to talk about. We need to talk about this a little deeper.
So my pick, I'm going the boys in gold. I'm going Notre Dame.
I mean, like I say, Notre Dame, they knocked off Clemson first, but South Carolina knocked off 2 top 5 opponents in 2 different weeks.
And
I just think it's more impressive.
I think the most impressive thing about what you just said was the fact that it's at the end of the season. They're coming on at the end of the season, and I think I'm not a big fan of Spencer Rattler. I think he's hot and cold, like Brent said. But at the same time, if they keep that string going, over their last 2 games of the season, yeah, that's why I picked South Carolina. Brent, what you got?
I've told you what I think. I think Notre Dame, they're going to be the better team in this.
But what you think about Spencer Rattler? I mean, let's get real.
Terrible.
I do not think he's terrible.
I think he is. He's hit or miss. And Tennessee.
Why do you love him so much, Brandon?
I just like the fire he's got about himself. I think he brings a lot to the game of college football. Being benched on a team.
You don't think he's a Johnny Manziel?
I'm not saying he was going to go to the NFL and even remotely start, but in the game of college football, which we all know, greatest college quarterbacks of all time, Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel. There's so many that just float my brain.
There's probably another one. There's probably another one that plays for this team right here that ain't gonna make it.
I mean, but just in college, like.
But I'm gonna tell you what, the man got an education.
I mean, hell, he's been there for 8 years, so man, I hope he did. I'm just kidding.
He'll be all right. I love you, baby. Let's go, dog.
But yeah, I mean, Spencer Rattler, he's a hit or miss. And another thing that I can't stand about the kid is his attitude.
I think
he has a piss poor attitude.
I think he's got a great attitude. He's any college player. You look at any one of them, they have to have a little fire, especially playing the quarterback position. You gotta have a little fire about you. I mean, that's just the way it is. way the game is, everybody looks for you for a spark. Everybody looks for you. If you're down, the team's gonna be down. I like the way he plays.
You know what? You know who I want to compare him to? I want to compare him to who was your guy? Who was your guy? Came out of Auburn.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam.
I mean,
You know, when he did good, he wasn't up under the towel. But when he did bad, he was up under the towel.
I mean, like I said, I like the dude. I was excited to see him come to South Carolina, to see him play a few more games. Yeah, the whole season didn't go the way he wanted, but I'm glad to see him come back next year.
Is he coming back?
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
So I'm excited. Very, very excited.
Me too, in particular. Me too.
Just to see what
I have
happens.
some unfinished business. with Spencer Rattler.
Like I said, don't let him go.
I have some unfinished business with Spencer. Let's just say that, and we'll close the show on that. We'll see you next year, Spencer Rattler, if you got the guts to come on back.
He's back.
But
The sheriff will be back in town.
I hear you. But as always here at Digging Sports.
Look,
dig.
it went out again, Rick.